Now, listen, Kenya did host a general election in 2022. But then it is like 3 years have gone. Other political candidates died. Other political leaders were appointed for various positions. Other leaders have migrated to other political parties. Now, 3 years down the line, we are hosting elections to probably replace those that we've lost, those that have been appointed to other key roles, and those that have just left their positions for various reasons. If you look at this critically, we only have, say, 1 year and 8 months before the next elections. So somebody came and asked, we were just sitting somewhere and somebody asked, will you conduct the by-elections, or what would you do? Would you conduct by-elections, or would you leave the by-elections? Somebody in the group then said what they said, but I personally said I would not conduct the by-elections 1 year and 8 months to an election. What I would do is to initiate a policy that ensures that for any political post, any leader that vies for any political position or any leadership or public leadership has got a deputy. So in any case, something happens to them, then their deputy steps up or gets that opportunity. And these deputies, they don't have to be paid. We just know that XYZ had this deputy. Just in case something happens to them, they step up. What this then will do, it will ensure that the chaos, the drama, and all these things we see around happening in Kenya is not happening, and people are focusing on real issues that affect the people. And the funding or the resources that get pumped into an election 1 to 8 months period of time can be channeled towards probably creating jobs for the youth, solving critical issues like drought, floods, healthcare, education. We just had lecturers going to strike, demanding 7.9 billion to be paid. So probably that money would have gone there, and that would have given the IEBC an opportunity to focus in the next general election. So that was my response. So if you are listening to this, my friend, probably the Gen Z and the millennials, please chukua kura, kwa sababu this can only be changed peacefully at the ballot. Because if you have good people, they will initiate good laws, pass good policies that will ensure change is delivered to the community. That put aside, the by-election will happen anyway. So, wanted to pose this question to people out there, probably the electorate. Imagine you are traveling from Busia to Nairobi as a passenger. And all these buses that travel from Busia to Nairobi, they are probably the same. You look at Simba coach, you look at Ina coach, you look at Modern coach, you look at Kawere, and you look at all these buses, that go through that route, and they're more like the same. An example, you can say you have 6 modern coast buses to choose from. Now, in this case, bus 1 is really, really good, in good condition, everything looks cool, but you are told that this driver is drunk. Bus 2, really, really good, in good condition, and the driver is sober. So the driver in this case is the political leader or the individual that people aim to elect. The bus is the political party, and the passengers in the buses are the electorate. Out of these 2 scenarios, would you choose a bus with a drunk driver, or would you choose a bus with a sober driver? I want you to think around that keenly, my friend, as we digest these upcoming general elections. Should people focus on the political parties that have vehicles to elections, or the individuals in these political parties that actually make things happen? In the upcoming by-election, there is one going on down the other way in Nyanza. But then we are told, because the father died and they belong to a political party, now people should elect them. Do you think that should be the ground through which we elect people, or people we want to serve or address the issues of the community? Or what should we actually do? These people don't have political record, they don't have track record. All they have is that their father died and they need to replace their father. And another candidate probably somewhere saying, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, and I'm an independent candidate. So they have sort of like evidence. So would you elect the person whose father has died with no track record and doesn't even have a clue of what they are looking to do? Or will you elect a private candidate who has an idea or can show you what they have done to change the community? What will you do? Think around that keenly. As a millennial, as a Gen Z, just try to think around that. Drunk driver, good bus. Sober driver, a good bus. What will you go for? Exciting, isn't it? But think deeply around that, and then let us just ponder around and see what exactly this entails. Now, in 2022 general elections, there were so many other candidates, and we had the top contenders in this particular race. And the current president won the election with 7,176,141 votes. 7,176,141 votes. Followed very closely with the second person who secured 6,946,930 votes. That was the general elections in 2022. So there was a really, really small gap. And at that time, the total registered voters were approximately 22 million or thereabouts. Think around that. Now the population has grown. And if you look at the people that the Kenyans elect, they are just above, just can put it, give it a number of like, let's say 2,000 people. And these people, they include the president, members of parliament, senators, governors, women representative, ward reps, and the nominated leaders. As I speak to you now, if you go on the website or online, these days you can even use I am told, you will realize that the population of young people between the ages of 18 to 35 years is around 26.5 to 29 million people. And this is online. Okay. And then you look at 2022, the total number of registered voters were approximately 22 million plus. Now, why everybody's making noise about all these young people registering as voters and going to vote? That means these young people can actually decide the leadership they want, the change they want to see, and who actually leads them. Going back, do you want the good bus with a drunk driver or a good bus with a sober driver? Okay, who will you choose? Who will get you to your final destination? In this case, your final destination can be good health and well-being. It can be starting your own business. It can be leading your community towards achieving a certain initiative. It can be nurturing young leaders who can actually solve community problems. Your destination depends with you. So rather than making a lot of noise or just complaining about issues, my friend, capture your vote and just get ready for 2027, because there is where we can decide who gets into this 2,000 people and who can help probably Kenya as a nation get to where it actually wants to get. Going back to the bus story, again, you say I go out there and do your own research. There is over 91 similar buses. In this case, the political parties. And they're all the same. They're all jumping all over the place, complaining who is doing what. They're all on a rally mode. Few of them are even telling us what they have done. Okay. So how then do we decide which bus to use for our travels? In this case, we've known all the buses are the same. Look at the top political party, followed by a second political party, third party. They are all there as vehicles to elections. But something constant is we know the buses are the same. The difference is the drivers of these buses. If the driver is drunk, in this case, drunk, we mean corrupt, having not having a clue of what to do, lying to people, corruption, tolerating corruption, ignoring rules and laws. And this is the drunk driver we are talking about. Should you be interested to change this, my friend, take your vote and just get ready to vote in 2027. Because we know all the buses are the same. Okay. The buses are all the same, and look at the budget at which each bus is given to serve the people. Now, if we are going to focus on the bus, ignoring the people or the individual person within that bus or the driver of that bus cannot get us to our destination. Probably we are going to crash before we arrive to our final destination. So again, I put it to you, will you go for a sober driver or a drunk driver? In this case, parties are the same. Can people actually now start focusing on who is leading that party and who is actually going for that political post that you're aiming to elect an individual on? How about if we focus deeply to find out who these individuals are, what their track records are? Okay, because in any bus company or any just travel agency, they won't give you a drunk driver. But why are people behaving like, or put it this way, people are busy electing drunk drivers or choosing drunk drivers when it comes to election, but when doing other things, they ignore this sort of things. So people are lying to themselves. People just need to be true, honest, and genuine about the change they want. The drama going on around, probably in Kenya, probably in Africa, this just needs to change. And the people can actually change this. If you choose a drunk driver, meaning in this case, a leader who doesn't know what they're going to do, they're coming and now you know, like people lost Raila. Everybody now is busy jumping on there. Oh, Raila told me this, or XYZ told me this. Raila is gone. tell people what you have done or what you are going to do. Do not hang on a dead person's jacket. That they told you this, they told you that, or they told you that. He's gone. He's resting in peace. You are left. So can you anchor your manifesto and the things and leadership on you now, not on the dead person? So you as a voter, you choose a drunk driver, you will crash before you get to your destination, be it the jobs, be it the healthcare, be it the transport, be it all these things that we speak about. You go vote a fool or mediocre person, that is what you will get. You get paid that one bob or 500 bob or 200 bob. That is what you will get, my friend. Expect less or do not expect more from people who don't know what they are doing. But because they are shielded within the buses or their political parties to hide, then you be prepared. For example, in these cases, you are looking at Nyanza, and there is this mentality of like, we are in ODM. My friend, ODM is a vehicle to an election. So just like in a football team, you need really, really good players to win a match. So let us look at the individual players who we can put in these political vehicles who can actually help us. The parties are good, not bad to have them, but people who then form these parties should be the focus of the electorate, because a drunk driver will crash the bus before you get to your destination. A sober and an experienced driver will ensure that you guys, or Kenyans, Africans, actually arrive to their destination safely. And you can do that by getting your vote or registering as a voter and showing up to vote in 2027. Scan this QR code, join 17 million campaign, Kenya campaign, so that together we can decide who then drives the bus to where we want it to be. If you like, please feel free to translate this into your mother tongue so that people can educate their local communities about the power of their vote and how it can change the world.